Welcome to the Wayne County Department of Health, Veterans and Community Wellness Services Division Emergency Preparedness Program Just-in-Time Training for Points of Dispensing. In the event of a public health emergency, response efforts may dictate the need to open point of dispensing sites or pods to dispense medication or administer vaccinations to the public. Pod operations are managed primarily by pod staff who must complete extensive emergency preparedness training prior to their deployment. Just-in-time training, also known as JITT, provides a comprehensive overview of the roles and responsibilities of pod staff and what to expect in the event of an emergency requiring the use of pods. In this brief video, you will learn the function of the Special and Functional Needs Access Group. Within the Incident Command structure, the Special Functional Needs Group is located in the Operations section and is one of 4 groups that report directly to the General Staff Coordinator. Before you assume your position, it is important to identify who your General Staff Coordinator is, as this person serves as the point of contact for addressing any needs or concerns you may have. The General Staff Coordinator reports to the Operations Section Chief. It's good to know who this person is too, but understand that you do not report to this person unless your direct supervisor tells you to. As you can see from this graphic, the clients will follow a predetermined flow path through the pod. Upon their arrival, they encounter greeter triage staff who will direct them to the appropriate area for treatment. Clients needing special assistance may be directed to the Special and Functional Needs area. Otherwise, clients will report to Station 1, Forms and Check-in, to ensure that their forms have been filled out completely and correctly. Clients will take their completed forms to the Screening Station, where the information is reviewed and the appropriate medications are identified. Once the forms have been screened, clients will go to the Dispensing Station, where they will receive their medications. Since you've been assigned to the Special and Functional Access Group for this operational period, we'll have a closer look at each of the station functions. The Special Functional Needs Station can be thought of as a place for one-stop shopping because you will serve as every station for your client, so they do not have to travel to different locations throughout the facility to complete the process. The first thing that needs to be done is review their NAF forms to ensure they have been filled out correctly. NAF is the acronym for Name, Address, Phone, and Health History. This is a picture of the Wayne County NAF form. Section 1 is where the client will list each individual in the household. This must be filled out completely for each person. If the household has more than 8 members, the client will be presenting multiple sheets. You should staple them together so they remain a single unit. Section 2 contains 4 question groupings that must be answered for each individual listed. If any answers are left blank, return the form to the client so they can answer the questions. Again, all 4 question groupings must be answered for each individual listed on the sheet. Section 3 is for the household contact information. If the client chooses not to provide an address, that is their choice. We do need a contact number if they have one, in the unlikely event that a medication lot is recalled. If the client is unable or unwilling to provide this information, however, they will still receive their medication. You may encounter clients who show up at our pod with a NAF form from another jurisdiction. For example, they arrive with a NAF form from Oakland County or the City of Detroit. We will accept the form they have brought as long as they have filled out the necessary minimum information for us to dispense the medication. If you have a question or concern about the form that is provided to you, contact your immediate supervisor for clarification. Let's take a look now at how to screen the NAF form. Here we have a NAF form that has been completed by the Doe household. You need to assess the answers provided for each individual to identify which medication, if any, will be provided to them. A dispensing algorithm has been designed and translated into the 4 question groupings on this form. Using the screening template pictured here, you are able to quickly and easily assess each of the question groupings to determine which medication should be dispensed. These templates are placed directly on the NAF form and line up with the client's answers. Let's see how this works with a completed form. Here is the NAF form for the Doe household that we saw just a moment ago. Let's screen each person. First, take your template and lay it on the form so only John's answers are visible. We've outlined the screening template in red on this video so it's easier to tell it apart from the NAF form. Look at the answer to question 1. John answered no, so the template instructs us to continue on to question 2. His answer for question 2 is no, so we will write the letter D in the box on the right side of the form for John and move on to the next person listed. Jane answered yes to question 1, and we are instructed to skip over to question 3 to continue assessing. Her answer at question 3 is no, and her answer at question 4 is no, so we will write the letter C in the box on the right-hand side for Jane and move on to the next person. Jimmy's answer for question 1 is yes, so we will skip over to question 3, where we see the answer is also yes. In this case, we will write the letter X on the right-hand side for Jimmy and move on to the next person. Jenny's answer for question 1 is no, so we will continue to question 2. Here she wrote yes, and we are instructed to write the letter I on the right-hand side for Jenny. Once the form has been fully screened, you can dispense their medications. On the right-hand side, you will find the medications that are recommended for each person on the form based on the answers they provided. Your job now is to fill the order. As you can see on the form, the following 4 options are available: doxycycline, doxycycline with crush instructions, which is the same dose of doxycycline, but you are also providing this form, which gives instructions on how to crush the pill to mix it with water and the proper amount of this solution to take. The 2 remaining options are ciprofloxacin and do not dispense. Persons with a do not dispense indication will be referred to their personal care physician or the local emergency department to receive appropriate medications. Do not provide medication to persons with a do not dispense indication. Please see your job action guide for further information about this. In our example here, we are using doxycycline. Please note that this process will be the same for ciprofloxacin. The medications that we are providing, doxy and cipro, each have their own information sheet as required by federal dispensing laws. You must provide this sheet for any medication that you are dispensing. On the side of the pill bottle, you will find 2 small labels that have the medication name and lot information. Take one of those stickers and place it on the corresponding information sheet that will be given to the client. If there are multiple bottles of the same medication being dispensed to a household, you may place all of the stickers for that medication on the same information sheet. When doing this, be sure to mark each label and the bottle so clients will know which medications belong to whom. The second label from the pill bottles will be placed on the NAF form so we can know who got which medications. If there were any persons listed on the form with the X or do not dispense indication, be sure to remind the client that they will need to contact that person's personal care physician or go to the local emergency department to receive appropriate medications, as the person has medical conditions which prevent us from being able to provide doxycycline or ciprofloxacin. Once dispensing is complete, the NAF form is kept at your station and is not returned to the client. There is a high likelihood that members of the media may show up at your pod site. If this happens, the pod manager must be notified immediately. This will be done by notifying your immediate supervisor, who in turn will send the message up the chain of command. News media will not be given access to the points of dispensing due to healthcare information privacy laws and our need to maintain facility security. All media inquiries will be directed to the Public Information Officer at the Public Health Operations Center. The pod manager will have all of the necessary contact information for this person and will provide it to the media representative. No member of the pod staff, whether they be a county employee or a volunteer, will make statements nor provide any information to the media. A member of the public information team will assist the media. It is the desire of the Wayne County Department of Health, Veterans, and Community Wellness to make every effort to work with the media and associated deadlines. If you have not done so already, take a few minutes to review the information on the Job Action Guide for your specific position. This important document will tell you who your direct supervisor is and what your general duties are, list the steps you should take at the beginning of your operational period, list the job actions you should be performing throughout the course of your operational period, list the steps to take at the end of your shift after your supervisor indicates you have been relieved, and list all of the forms and reference documents you will need during the performance of your duties. This concludes the just-in-time training for the Special and Functional Needs Access Group. If you still have questions about your job function, please contact your General Staff Coordinator. Thank you for serving today.